Thanks a lot, Abhinav. Very good morning, everyone. So excited to see you all participating in our HTOE webinar today. First of all, I would like to thank you for your time and for making our call today. We really appreciate. Maybe with some of you, we already know each other. Hello, everyone, to those that we haven't met so far. Today we will be talking about our HTOE team, our vision and our mission, what we do, what we can assist you with to our Cisco internals, because we know that sometimes you are struggling because there are so many licensing teams within Cisco. So you don't know which team will help you. So we'll be covering our scope today. Of course, we'll go through the hot topic smart account, the different type of smart accounts, the benefits of using a smart account. Besides talking about smart account, it's always good to have a good structure. And once a good structure is being implemented, this structure will serve to our customers really in a good way. So that's why we will be talking about the different type of structures. Of course, the user roles, we will take you to a licensing journey and the teams that you can collaborate with for your different requests. And also we'll be covering how to engage with our HTOE team, and we will go through our dashboard. And with that, let's start who we are and our vision. Our vision is actually we would like to adapt our customers to use their smart accounts and their smart licensing in the best way, and to prepare them to become self-sufficient. Our mission is to enhance the licensing knowledge of all our customers by offering them free of cost. We are not a paid service team, we are free of cost team with personalized experience and handheld facilitation, free of cost, once again, throughout the adoption and engagement of Cisco licensing platforms. We are 20 members in our team, and we have like 24,000 hours of training, demos, and facilitations. We can support you with 4 different languages: English, Japanese, Spanish, and French. You can open your requests 24 hours per day, 5 days a week, right? We are not 24/7, but we're 24/5. We have different type of engagement, different type of customers, people from the enterprise, from the public sector, from the commercial sector. Please keep in mind that sometimes our engagements are long-lasting engagements, but usually between 0 and 30 days, we are managing to provide the trainings, we are managing to adapt the customers. Of course, we have engagement lasting for 30 and 60 days, and a few engagements which are really long-lasting engagements, and they last for more than 1 year. Also, whenever we are engaged with a customer, most of the time we work closely with the customer success executives, with the system engineers, or with the system architects. And even though the request is already closed, you can always come up to us, and we will respond as soon as possible. Of course, a new request should be open because it will be a totally new engagement, and this is actually how we work. We have 5-star related services for more than 500 Cisco internals. Looks like our internals really likes us a lot. Let's go through our scope and what we can provide our customers with is smart onboarding, right? Because we still have customers that they don't have their smart accounts created. We still have some customers that they don't have their smart accounts structured. Here we can help as well. We do analysis when it comes up to consolidation process, because we have customers that they don't have their smart account, but at the other hand, we have customers that are having multiple smart accounts and they don't know which smart account they need to use. Either they don't have access to, or the licenses have appeared into the other smart account. I'm sure that this is something most of you hear on a daily basis, where my licenses are located. I have purchased my licenses, but I cannot find them. Well, you can always reach out to us. We will prepare the analysis. We will work closely with other teams if needed, right? Because sometimes it's out of our scope. We are not the operational team, meaning that if we need to reassign an order, we see that this order appeared into the wrong smart account. In order to transfer this order to the correct one, we will involve the respective team. Something important is for us to understand our customers, right? Whether they have licensing issue, whether they have technical issue, whether they have on-prem technical issue, whether they have DNAC technical issue, right? We need to understand what type of requests we have, and then to involve the respective team. Of course, you can always reach out to us. We will navigate you to the correct team, but sometimes, honestly, it's not in our scope, and we will redirect you to the TAC team or to the enterprise agreement team, etc. Also, a question that we receive on a daily basis is, what will happen when my licenses expire? This is something that we really hear on a daily basis. And again, this is our team. We will check, we will do the analysis, we will see what kind of licenses will expire, when these licenses will expire. And we will do the analysis or what will happen with those devices which consume those licenses, right? We can assist you with all those details. Because I was talking about consolidation, and I was referring to those customers who have a lot of smart accounts, we can help you to consolidate those accounts and to reduce the smart accounts which actually the customer don't need. We can help you with the license conversion process, because most of our customers are upgrading their environment, and the traditional licensing model is moving to the smart licensing model. Our customers are having a lot of questions how this conversion process works, what can be done, when they need to convert those licenses, either before the upgrade or after the upgrade. You can again engage with our team. We will go through all those questions. MySysco entitlement, enterprise agreement, and SAOUP demo sessions are always also something that we can cover. Training on new licensing features, because we evolve and our smart accounts are improving day by day. So recently, I can tell from my experience, we provided training demo sessions 2 years back, and now the customer would like a refreshment and they would like to understand what are the new features. So this is something we can help you also with. And with that, because we talk about a lot of what is smart account, most of you are aware, I'm sure, what is a smart account, what is a holding account, but let's just say advanced overview. The smart account is actually the repository for all the smart licenses. there is something that you need to consider when we talk about smart account. We have traditional section, we have smart licensing section. When we talk about partner holding account, this is the place where actually our partners are keeping the sales orders, so-called the licenses within those orders. And whenever the customer needs those licenses, they can easily transfer those licenses to the customer's smart account. Something important to mention about the benefits: once the smart account is well structured, it can serve really well because it has greater visibility of all Cisco software licenses, entitlements, and users across the entire organization. The smart account is something that we need to keep an eye on, because we have many alerts that are appearing, and if the customers are watching to those alerts, are keeping an eye on those alerts, the smart account can serve them really well. They can prevent themselves of license insufficiency, as well as they can prevent themselves of over purchasing licenses, right? Because sometimes they do have the balance, or licenses can be converted from traditional to smart, so the customer doesn't need to purchase new licenses. They're absolutely ready to register their new equipment. You can organize and manage the smart account by business units, geolocation, architecture, or anything that will serve our customer. And it's really very tidy, and they can find everything that they need within the smart account. Because I was talking about the structure earlier, it's really, really important for our customers to set their structure in the proper way. Having a good structure with the smart account will help our customer to operate with their licenses, to register their products into the correct virtual account, and then to, of course, whenever there is an order placed, this order can be assigned directly to the virtual account in question, meaning that when we give the appropriate access to the people that they need to operate with virtual account A, for example, those people won't have access in virtual account B. So those licenses will stay in virtual account A only, and no one will be able to transfer them unless the smart account administrator. We will be talking about the user roles in our next slide. Whenever you see a smart account, when you have your sessions with your customers, whenever you see that the smart account is not organized well, they have one virtual account only, but with multiple licenses, and there is some kind of mess inside the account, right? Please feel free to engage with our team. We will be able to prepare structure for our customer, and to navigate our customer, how to create the virtual accounts, how to assign appropriate users to respective virtual accounts, etc. Feel free to engage with our team. And talking about structure, we need to keep in mind that we have two types of structure. We have flat virtual account structure and nested virtual account structure. The flat virtual account structure is straightforward. We have this number of accounts, and we have this number of users. Those users will operate only with for example, with the enterprise and network virtual account. The green users will be assigned to the collaboration, and so on, meaning that the collaboration people won't have visibility and won't have access to the security and to the enterprise network accounts. Why is this important? I believe that many of you have heard already the great example with the bank account, but this is exactly as it is. You have your bank account, and you won't let some other people to operate with your money, right? You want only your family, for example, to operate with this money. That's why you will assign your family to your bank account. Respectively, your friend will assign his family to his bank account, etc. This is how the flat virtual account works. The nested virtual account structure is a bit advanced, I would say, but once created, it serves amazing, honestly. Because the nested virtual account structure is mostly implemented when we have global accounts, when we have accounts all over the world, and we would like to divide the user access, and then we can have at the top level, for example, on the right side, you can see the APAC virtual accounts and then the respective stripes. Then we have the Americas, APJC, etc. Meaning that we will have sub-virtual accounts connected to the virtual account, so-called parent account and child account. This is how we call those accounts. The nested virtual account structure takes some time to implement, and I will be honest with you. But as I said, once implemented, once the correct users are assigned to the correct virtual accounts, it is really amazing thing, and it serves for long term. All right. In few words for the user roles. The smart account approver is the one who is responsible for approving the smart licensing agreement terms of service. The one on the top level is the smart account administrator, because the smart account administrator is somehow the boss of the account. The smart account administrator can create and manage smart account and all virtual accounts within the smart account. The SA admin, you hear this abbreviation, SA stands for smart account. SA admin provides user access as well as removes user access, can perform all the licensing activities, can generate licenses from the enterprise agreement workspace, and everything within the account. As a difference, the smart account user can also manages licenses within the virtual account, but doesn't have the ability to manage users or to delete virtual accounts, right? The difference between those two is like that. Smart account user cannot remove, add, assign users or virtual accounts to the smart account. The virtual account administrator and the virtual account user are absolutely the same as the smart account administrator and the smart account user, but on a virtual account level. As here we'll go back to the nested virtual account structure, we can assign virtual account administrator of this account, and then we can have virtual account user within the child's accounts. Meaning that the virtual account administrator will go on the top level and can still operate with the sub-virtual accounts, those accounts which are connected to the parent account. What we used to have in the past. In the past, you remember we used to deliver licenses, a piece of paper. Even before, I was not part of the Cisco engagement project at that time, but I heard that we provided some licenses on the CD, right? The thing that was not convenient in the past was that we were assigning PACs. PAC stands for Product Authorization Key. We were assigning PACs to a member from the company. In our example, we have Bob and we have James. Bob has this number of licenses connected to Bob's CCUID, and James has the same or different number of licenses. However, Bob's is no longer part of the company. Bob didn't provide anything to the new employees, and no one knows what Bob was having under his CCO80. So they might be licenses still unused, but no one knows where those licenses are. That's why with the smart account, everything looks better now. Everything is assigned to the smart account, not to Bob or to James only. Bob and James still have some important part. They are associated to the smart account or to the virtual account where those licenses are, but they are not the only ones who can see those licenses, right? Because they are smart account administrators and users who has access across all virtual accounts. Virtual account administrators and users might have limited access to the virtual accounts, etc. With the smart account, we have this transparency where the licenses are. When the person left the company, we can easily remove this user from the account, so this user will no longer have access to this account, but the licenses will remain within the smart account, so they will be visible. Because we were talking about the conversion process, somehow the smart licenses are the future. The traditional licensing model was used a lot in the past. I will tell you why it wasn't that convenient for our customers. PAK is a product authorization key which contain licenses. This PAK might have one license only, might have multiple licenses. There are different statuses of our PAKs. We have fulfilled, unfulfilled, and converted. When we have unfulfilled PAK, means that we need to assign a device in order to consume this license. And what is the process? The process is to know first the node lock information of this particular device, because for the different devices, we have different node lock informations. For example, the CCX, the voice product, has MAC address. The CUCM, another voice product, has the license request file for node lock information. The ISR routers, they have the UDI, right? They're different type of node lock information, and this make our customers really their life difficult, and they need to find the node lock information. Then they need to associate this license to this MAC address. License file will be distributed to the email who actually performed this activity, and then they need to install this license file on the device. You see how many steps the customer needs to go through in order to license the device with just one license, right? If the customer wants to use multiple licenses and they're under different PAKs, they need to do this over and over again, and this is only for one device. With the smart licensing, this has been eliminated. What they need to do, when we don't talk about the SLUP, of course, when the devices are using smart licensing, they are smart enabled products, they need to register the device to the smart account, to the respective virtual account, and the device will start to consume all the licenses that the device needs automatically. Means that a number of features are enabled on the device, and the device will search for this number of licenses within the account. It is really easy. I said that this is not for the SLUP model. SLUP model is something else. There we're talking about reporting because all the features are enabled, and the licensing usage is in use, always green, of course, and they need just to report to the smart account. This is the difference between the normal smart licensing and the SAUP. This is a licensing journey. We have different type of requests. Sometimes we drive our customers from the smart account adoption to their conversion process. If all the licenses are converted, meaning that from 1 to 12, we cover all the steps. It doesn't mean, of course, that we cannot step just one step further, right? We can check and locate the already active smart accounts within the company domain, and then we will design the smart account structure as per customers' needs, and we will help them to go through this one. We can jump from 1 until 3. Of course, this is just for you to know what are the steps that we can cover, how it looks like, because of course, as I said, you are the ones who work closely with the customer. You can see their smart account. Whenever you see that something is unorganized, unstructured, let them know, engage our team, and we will be thrilled to assist and to help you. And here comes, I think, the most important slide, because there are so many licensing teams within our Cisco organization that I know you as Cisco internals are confused as well. Let's go through them one by one. Till now, I was talking about our team, our HTOE team, High Touch Licensing Experience team, where we can provide licensing portal demos, training and best practices, smart account restructure and structure, consumption reports, and we can be engaged. We can be engaged, but there should be a Cisco representative between the customer and our team, right? The customer cannot directly reach out to us. You as Cisco internals need to engage us from the our dashboard, and then in the next 24 hours, one of our high touch licensing managers will connect with you. You will go through initial call just to understand what is being asked, whether it's our team that should assist or we need to engage with someone else. The licensing support team, the global licensing operations team, this is the one who operates with the licensing activities. They can transfer licenses from one smart account to another. They can invalidate licenses if needed, right? Whenever your customer needs demo licenses, this is the team that can support our customers. Ask licensing team, actually in order to use the Ask Licensing bot, you need to be invited because the access is restricted. Don't worry if you haven't been invited yet. The invite is on its way, and soon you will be invited. The licensing communications team, there you can find many videos. If you go to video.cisco.com, you can find many of the topics that we just discussed. But if you would like a live demo session, we can be engaged and we can go through it on a live session. And the portfolio activation specialist team, now you know those people, they are involved when the customer has an enterprise agreement. They are adapting our customer to use the enterprise agreement, going through the portal demo as well. How our engagement looks. Step 1 is to raise a request from our dashboard, or if you don't want to raise a request, when you have just one question that you would like to be answered in the next 2-3 hours, let's say, you can always post your question into our chat room. Step 2 will be to align the best resource who would reach out within 24 hours. Step 3 will be to kick off engagement by understanding your challenges, prepare an action plan for you, meaning that we are going to prepare the analysis if needed. Step 4 will be to solve challenges for you and your customers. And we will be in a constant communications, and we will update as soon as there is an update that should be shared with the customer. Step 5 will be the request closure, because we will be done with this request. And if you would like, of course, you can always provide your feedback. You can see here on this slide some of the feedback for our team. Phenomenal job, great sense of security, knowledge. Most of the time we go to the extra mile. I have a lot of Cisco internals that are pinging me just for something really fast, right? And there is no engagement, nothing, but just because we have worked for this customer already, so we are engaged again. We will be really thrilled if one day we see your name over here, and with your great feedback to our team. That would be really awesome. And this is how our dashboard looks like. Whenever you go to our dashboard, there is a short video representing our team. Then on the upper right corner, you will be able to select what kind of request you have, whether it is for smart account, if you have enterprise agreement coming in and you need to the smart account to be restructured, right? You can select from the drop down menu what kind of requests you have, and this one will be posted to our dashboard. And as I said, in the next 24 hours, one of our HTW members will connect with you for initial call, and then we will communicate with the customer. You can also read about our team, and you can join the HTW chat room as well, clicking on the WebEx chat with our team button. As Abhinav mentioned earlier, we have more than 1,000 people participating in our HTW chat room. I can say that this one is one of the biggest groups within Cisco. So if your question is not answered the next 2-3 hours, please be patient. Whenever someone is available, because we have requests as well, we have our meetings, and then we have our chat room. Whenever someone is available, we'll respond to your question. And that, thank you a lot for listening me today.
Thank you, Boriana. That was great. So we have a few questions. Let me start with the first one, which is somebody was trying to request access to their customer smart account, and they always get a message, request failed. The request was raised through MCE. What thoughts do you have?
You mean that you have opened a case from the 3 dots where we can see this in the MCE too? Well, you know, errors are happening. The My Cisco Entitlement tool, here we are a Cisco internals audience, you know that will be replaced from the CX Cloud. And if you need the My Cisco Entitlement team, I would advise you to go to the support case manager, go to software licensing, and if you type MCE, you will be able to choose the correct team. So this is exactly the correct way to open a case with the My Cisco Entitlement team. You don't need to use the platform because most of the time the platform is giving errors. I'm sorry for that.
Okay. Thank you for that. We have
Support case manager, MCE, and you'll be able to select the correct team. If you have any issues, do not hesitate to ping me. I will show you after our webinar.
Thanks, Brianna.
Thank
Next
you.
question is, what is the process to move licenses between smart accounts?
The process to move licenses from one smart account to another is by engaging the global licensing operations team, again from the support case manager. You need to click on software licensing, you go to administration, and your request will go directly to the global licensing operations team. They're working 24/7, 365 days a year, so they're really responsive team, especially in the EMEA zone. Once you open your ticket, someone will connect with you in the next 1 hour.
Okay.
Please keep in mind that sometimes when transferring licenses from one account to another might take longer. It depends whether the order is an older one or it's a fresh one. Because sometimes they go on export check initiated, and then there is a collaboration with the IT team, and then they release the licenses. I'm just preparing our colleagues that it might take longer, not just 2-3 hours, let's say.
Thank you. I see a question in chat. How do we get the recording of the session? The recording and slides will be sent your way. So allow us some time and we'll get that sent to your inbox. The other question, Boriana, I know we're kind of approaching the end. The other question is, what in case of an RMA, right? So when we take a configuration from the smart account, will the new one automatically start the consumption of licenses that the RMA product will leave behind, or there needs to be an assignment done?
Well, in case of an RMA, and in case our customer doesn't have access to the faulty device, they need to force and remove this device from the smart account, because in the smart account we can see that this device consumes this number of licenses, and we need to release those licenses from this faulty device. That's why we will remove the device from the product instance tab, and then once the licenses are released, the new one should be registered, and once registered, the new one will consume the licenses from the old device. In case of an RMA using traditional licenses, then our customers can perform this activity from LRP, from License Registration Portal. If they face any difficulties, challenges, or they are not sure how to do it, again, our Global Licensing Operations team is the one to assist by providing the old serial number and the new one.
Thanks, Boriana.
Thank you.
Okay, I see there are still questions coming in. So what I'm going to do is make a note of all the questions and individuals who have asked these questions, and we'll be sure to come back to you with the answers. Okay. All right. So with that, I'll be mindful of time. Thank you very much for joining this session. We absolutely loved having you. I have posted the link to the webinar feedback, and I'd really appreciate you sharing your thoughts around how you found this session and what future topics you'd like us to cover. Okay, perfect. Thank you. And I see somebody has their hand raised, so I am going to unmute you. But others, please feel free to drop. Thanks again, and looking forward to seeing you during our next webinar.
Thank you. Thank you.